If you're a coaster enthusiast like myself, then there's one big question that's on your mind, and that's when will the new for 2021 roller coasters open? For starters, Universal went ahead and announced the opening of VelociCoaster for June 10th. We knew this opening date had to be right around the corner because not only have this roller coaster been testing quite frequently, but seen people taking it for a ride. As far as I'm concerned, there's only a few more new for 2021 roller coasters worth discussing, and that's Jersey Devil Coaster, Pantheon, Icebreaker, Iron Gwazi, and Emperor. All the SeaWorld Park's new coasters are 100% constructed and have successfully completed some test runs. The only one I know is not 100% complete in construction is Jersey Devil Coaster, and by that I mean that the track work and ride mechanics look to be in order, but the pathway, queue, etc. is still in process of being constructed. Since we're talking Jersey Devil Coaster and it is the title of this video, let's discuss this coaster first. After taking a look at the construction site firsthand, I'm going to predict an opening date of July 2nd. As I just mentioned, I do believe the ride itself is completed in construction, but the surrounding area is not ready to take on guests. Granted, this is the easiest part of construction, and I assume that they could wrap up the queue area and pathway within a couple weeks' time. Right now, there's only a single car sitting on the track, with the rest of the train waiting to be installed. Once the train is installed, then the testing can begin. I'm not sure what the requirements are in the state of New Jersey, but new rides are required to complete so many cycles without issues before being cleared to open. This process can take a couple weeks, pushing on a couple months, depending on how aggressive the park is with this process. Gauging the crowd size at the park, I think it would be in Six Flags' best interest to get this roller coaster up and running ASAP. I was shocked how many people were in the park mid-April on an overcast, chilly day. Every roller coaster was pushing an hour plus wait, and majority of the flat rides were averaging the same as well. I hear the park is aiming for a late spring opening, which would put this somewhere in early to mid-June. Possibly a Memorial Day opening, but I'm going to lean on the side of caution and stick with my early July opening date. Icebreaker, opening at SeaWorld Orlando. Okay, I'm pretty optimistic here, but I think Icebreaker is literally weeks, if not days away from opening. The ride is 100% complete in construction, including the queue, so as far as I'm aware, there is nothing in that department holding it back from opening. Icebreaker has been rigorously testing, and it might even be clear to open, but that's just a guess. Since Florida has less strict pandemic regulations, many tourists are flocking to the state, people are ready to get back to normal and hit up their favorite theme parks. With VelociCoaster's opening date already set, SeaWorld would be smart to beat them to the punch. It's yet to be seen if SeaWorld will take this approach, as we've heard nothing from their marketing team. Since I am planning a trip to Florida in early May, I'm going to cross my fingers that this roller coaster will be operating by then. Iron Gwazi, coming to Busch Gardens, Tampa. A lot of the same points can be made about Iron Gwazi. This is another roller coaster that is fully constructed and has completed many test runs, including in 2020. From what I've heard, Iron Gwazi was actually ready to open before the pandemic started. The only difference I see between these two roller coasters and their operating date is their target audience. Iron Gwazi is a large thrill machine, while Icebreaker is geared towards family. It might make sense trying to capitalize off of VelociCoaster's opening with both targeted at a similar audience. With that said, I'm still crossing my fingers in hope that Iron Gwazi opens early May, but a more realistic approach for both roller coasters will be Memorial Day weekend. Emperor, coming to SeaWorld San Diego. I'm calling it, guys. Emperor will not open in 2021. With California's strict regulations, I don't think SeaWorld will get back to the desired capacity needed for opening their new roller coaster. What's the point on opening a major new attraction if you can't get the boost in attendance? Right now, I believe theme parks in California are allowed to reopen, but with small capacity and only for California residents. We have no idea how long these regulations will stay in play, so I'm being a pessimist and saying spring 2022 for Emperor's opening date. Pantheon, coming to Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. Moving right along with my pessimistic attitude, I'm going to say that Pantheon will not open in 2021. Just like California, Virginia has some strict regulations in play that is limiting park capacity to lower than desired numbers. I know that Busch Gardens is open on weekends and will continue this schedule through the end of May. The park isn't fully open and we have no idea when the park will be allowed to operate at higher capacity. If Busch Gardens is never allowed to open on a wider scale this year, just like Emperor, I don't see Pantheon opening up this year. I really hope that I'm wrong with Pantheon and Emperor, but the way things have been going over this and last year, I will continue to keep a positive attitude, but with lower expectations. Okay, before I wrap this video up, I do want to mention two other roller coasters, and that's Primordial coming to Lagoon and Stunt Pilot coming to Silverwood. The reason why I didn't talk about Primordial is because, well, we really don't know if it's supposed to open in 2021, and the park hasn't actually officially announced a roller coaster. As for Stunt Pilot, I never thought its opening date was in question, and I expect it to open Memorial Day or sometime mid-June. Well, there's my prediction for all the new major US coasters tentatively planned for 2021. Some of my dates might be a little bit more optimistic, and others not so much. Let me know when you think these roller coasters will open in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please click that like button and subscribe. That way you continue to get great content brought to you by Xtreme Thrills.